Okay, next we get to stacks. Now stacks is means chords. So let's just generate some chords. Now interestingly, and I probably shouldn't say this, but in a very early version of the beta version of this was just called chords. But they must have had an internal discussion. And they said, technically what we're generating here is not chords, it's stacks of notes. Because not all of these are functional harmonic chords, which is true. It's splitting hairs. They called it stacks. Let's call it stacks, but this is generating chords. So here's what we have. We have all these shapes. Now these shapes are really quite interesting. So I haven't figured out yet the correlation between these diagrams and the actual shapes and what it's generating. But this is a major chord. So let's make it. So here we go. So I said root is C, inversion is 0. So I'm going to make it. And now we're going to have a C major chord. So all we need to do really is set a root and then a shape and maybe an inversion. I'll show you. So let's make a second chord here. Okay, so now I have 2 chords. With this second one, let's say the root is E. And let's change the shape. Okay, that's a minor chord. I don't know why. I don't get it. But then you've got these other ones that are getting kind of interesting. They're going through different harmonies, and they're fun. Okay, now you see how this is stacked really high. What an inversion means in like music theory world is the order of the notes. It's not going to change any notes. It's just the order of the notes. So if this sounds like too big of a leap from this to this, like let's hear it. Right? It's like way up high. So let's change the inversion. Okay, so that stacks all the notes. Now let's move the root down an octave to E2. There. See, now it's right in the same thing, in the same range. So the inversion just changes the order of the notes through octaves. That's all it does. So now we've got something kind of cool. Let's add another chord. Let's add 2 more chords, actually. So with this one, let's say the root is A. And let's change the shape to... Let's go here. This is rather nice. Now I'm going to adjust that inversion. That's nice. And the fourth one, let's go. That's cool. Maybe I'll take that inversion down. There. All right. Now we have an Ableton invented chord progression. Let's hear it. Okay, pretty cool. It's a nice chord progression. All right, we can change the duration of the whole segment if we want, or each individual chord. You can say this chord is short. So clicking on each one of these adjusts it. So we can make them different lengths. And then offset is just going to kind of push it to a new spot. Okay, and of course you can also just like click and drag and move stuff like the old-fashioned way. That's just fine as well. So that's how Ableton can write chord progressions for you. Pretty cool.